Lafayette Little League preparing to play in the Little League World Series. First game tomorrow night. We'll discuss that in just a little bit. But right now, let's talk about the Little League World Series, what it takes to get there and some of the preparation the Lafayette Little League team might be going through right now. Joining us on the phone, Bruce Lambin. Bruce, thank you for taking some time.
My pleasure.
Now, for those who don't know Bruce Lambin, you may know his work. Bruce, you were instrumental in putting together one of the first VHS tapes or one of the first at-home tapes to help kids and parents alike learn how to coach youth sports, correct?
Well, it was the first ever made, approved by Little League Dixie Youth, Pony Colt, National High School Athletic Coach Association for the training of their coaches and players.
And you've been in championship situations before. For the teams that are going to Williamsport, like the Lafayette Little League squad, what's going through their mind right now? What's the biggest adjustment for them going from their hometowns in the regional tournament to playing on this big stage?
Well, I think the most important thing is to just go and just keep doing what you've been doing. You can't all of a sudden say, okay, now we're going to get good.
Speaking of good, Lafayette Little League has been good the entire way through. What have you seen from them that's impressed you the most? Well,
one, they're very well coached. They're doing all the fundamentals very, very well, and I think they have a good team, and it just gets down to who the baseball gods are going to smile on.
The bats have been hot for Lafayette Little League. The baseball gods certainly smiling upon them in that category. One particular game scoring double-digit runs in the championship game. They were down 2-0, came back, rattled off 6 straight runs, and wound up winning the championship game in the Southwest Regional. So you mentioned the baseball gods smiling upon them, but skill certainly playing a role. Offensively, they've been solid. Defensively, and especially with pitching, this team has been among the best, not just in the Southern U.S., but in all of Little League.
That is true. They've got 2 very good pitchers, and then they've got other ones that can do their job and hit their spots and give them a chance. And they are very disciplined at the plate, and their defense is very good. So, like I say, you just the main thing that you have to do is just go and have fun. The worst thing you can do is go up there and you don't play the game better by trying harder. You play worse. You just go out and make the plays like you have 1,000 times before. As I've told teams, I said, you've got this adrenaline thing. It's the strongest drug known to man that's going to flow through you, and that's the biggest challenge is to fight through that adrenaline and just go out and have fun. And that's the other thing I've noticed about the Lafayette team is they've got a bunch of kids that they're characters, and they seem to be having a lot of fun. And it's been my experience the team that's having the most fun is going to win.
And I think that's something that we lose sight of in youth sports, especially in the era of travel ball, is everybody thinks we have to go out and win. We're putting a lot of money into this, so if we don't win, it's a waste. But at the end of the day, youth sports still is about having fun, still about enjoying and loving the game. Why is it so important for parents and coaches to remember that winning truly isn't everything at this level?
Well, all you can do is go out and do the thing, get a good pitch, put a good swing on it, catch the ball, make the throw. And it's just over the years I've noticed the teams that are, baseball's a little boy's game. If you can't channel your under 12-year-old, you can't play the game to your best. That's why you see all this silly stuff going on in Major League Baseball now in the dugouts with all the stuff where they're acting like 12-year-olds. Is that that's the name of the game? Is it's a little boy's game, and the team that's having fun is a team that tends to win. And it looks to me like the Lafayette team is having a lot of fun, and then it'll just get down to how it falls, and you never know. You don't know in your bracket. You hope that you come up with your best pitcher available when you're facing some big dog team that's going to be your tough one, or you hope that you miss their ace that's up there throwing 75-mile-an-hour heat at you.
Bruce Lambin joining us on the phone. You mentioned having fun and how important it is, and we see that through all the regionals here. But the pressure on these kids has been mounting from day one. Practice certainly isn't the most fun part of playing baseball. When you're in practice and you have something like this in front of you, a Little League World Championship, how do you stay focused? As a coach, what do you do to keep your players focused in this situation?
Well, you know what? It's still about having fun. And that's one of the things I tell the coaches is that it drives me crazy when I go out and watch some team practice. At the end of practice, it has the team running poles, or Fred, you didn't turn the double play right. You got to run 2 poles. Tommy, you're swinging at bad pitches. You got to run 5 poles. And you go, you know what? These kids go home and they go, I hate this game. That's what they go home remembering is that that stuff at the end of practice. So you just want to do, you make your practices fun and, always end up with something silly and fun at the last thing you do in practice. And, you get to Williamsport and it's absolutely your dream of a lifetime. This is literally the high point of ball players' life because it's a 12-year-old game. You make the 12-year-old World Series. This is something you will remember your entire life. Heck, I remember back in the old days when I was 12 years old and we were playing Little League All-Stars. And, it was, to this day, it was one that I still smile about.
And there are other kids who are watching and thinking to themselves, this could be me one day. I could be here. If there are any parents out there that are listening right now and they have kids who are interested in baseball or even softball, and their kids are interested in one day playing in the Little League World Series, what tips do you have for them to get them ready, to practice with them in the backyard, and to prep them for this kind of this level of baseball?
Well, you can't really be prepped. It's go out and play catch with your kid. I have a video I made, Tips from the Coach Home Training, on stuff that you can just do around your house to improve your game. They're just silly things like, let's see, how did I learn how to catch a fly ball? That's right, I threw the ball up on the roof and caught it when it came down. Well, that's a good thing for a kid to do. I mean, there's a jillion things you can do. It's interesting that, with Little League that, and it's 12, well, that's right before puberty. And so the teams that are really good are the ones that their birthdays happen to fall in the right moment where they've got a whole bunch of kids that are the oldest ones because you have that cutoff date that after this year, you turn 13. And, that gives you a big help. You notice also that 12 years old is absolutely the height of love of baseball. I coached I remember when I coached a 13-year-old team, all of a sudden it went from a bunch of kids that there's no place they'd rather be in the world than on that baseball field to I literally had to ban the word dude because that's all you heard in the dugout. Dude, man, nice hit, dude. Oh, dude, check that chick out in the stands, man. Because he went from, baseball is the most important thing in the world to being cool. It was the most important thing. And then there's those girls. And so it's this 12-year-old experience is one that will never, ever change or come back.
Aside from Lafayette, who else are you looking forward to seeing this weekend in the Little League World Series?
Well, I saw a great many of the regionals, and looking forward to seeing is the one I didn't see because the announcers were raving about some kid from Tennessee. So hopefully Tennessee will get knocked out and we won't have to play him because they supposedly have some kid that is very, very, very good.
Well, there you go. Well, we hope to be talking to you this time next week with Lafayette still in the Little League World Series. Bruce Lambin joining us this morning on Acadiana's Morning News. Bruce, as always, we appreciate the time.
Well, my pleasure, and I hope that Lafayette goes up there and just has a great time. It's going to be a shame this year because, you don't have the international stuff, and you won't have as many fans there. But you know what? The kids don't know. It's just a matter of going there to the biggest experience of their life.
Amen to that. It's a huge experience. It's one that they'll remember, one that their parents will remember, and one that all of us here in Lafayette will remember for a long time. And I guarantee you, with a victory and a championship, it certainly will be remembered for even longer.
Well, we're looking forward to watching every minute of it.
Sounds good. Bruce Lambin again joining us this morning on Acadiana's Morning News. Bruce, we appreciate it, sir.
Hoo-ah!